Have you ever wondered why some people navigate life's storms with grace, while others struggle just to stay afloat? The world today is changing faster than ever before, and the skills that once guaranteed success are no longer enough. What if I told you that mastering just 5 essential skills could transform not only your career, but your life, your mindset, and your relationships? These skills are not just tools, they are your anchors, your wings, and your compass in an unpredictable world. Every day, we face challenges that demand more than knowledge. They demand adaptability, courage, and emotional intelligence. Today's world doesn't reward only talent, it rewards resilience, creativity, and the ability to connect deeply with others. If we want to thrive, we must equip ourselves with skills that go beyond textbooks. The skills I'm about to share are the keys to unlocking doors that may have seemed permanently closed, to turning setbacks into stepping stones, and to building a life that not only survives but flourishes in uncertainty. Number 1. Emotional intelligence, the power to understand yourself and others. Emotional intelligence is the skill that allows us to navigate the human experience with grace, awareness, and purpose. It begins with self-awareness, the willingness to sit quietly with yourself and observe your thoughts, feelings, and impulses without judgment. Most people live their lives reacting to circumstances, letting their emotions dictate their actions, but those who cultivate EQ learn to pause, reflect, and respond consciously. When you understand your own emotions, you gain clarity. You no longer allow anger, fear, or frustration to control your decisions. Instead, you guide your emotions like a compass that points you toward intentional action and meaningful relationships. Empathy is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, and it is what allows us to truly see others beyond their words. Every person carries a story, a struggle, and unseen pain. When we approach others with empathy, we build trust, deepen connection, and transform conflicts into opportunities for understanding. This skill enables us to influence, inspire, and create harmony even in the most tense situations. In a world often driven by self-interest, emotional intelligence allows us to lead with compassion, connect authentically, and foster environments where people feel safe, valued, and heard. Self-regulation is another aspect of EQ that is crucial in today's world. It is the ability to manage impulses, stay calm under pressure, and make choices that reflect our long-term goals rather than short-term reactions. It allows us to transform frustration into focus, challenges into learning, and setbacks into stepping stones. Self-regulation gives us resilience, because those who control their emotional responses are less likely to be derailed by life's unpredictability. Emotional intelligence also nurtures deeper relationships. It teaches active listening, patience, and understanding, creating bonds that withstand disagreement, stress, and distance. The ability to empathize does not make you weak, it makes you powerful, because influence and leadership are not achieved through authority alone, but through trust, connection, and genuine understanding. EQ strengthens leadership in profound ways. Leaders with high emotional intelligence inspire rather than command, nurture rather than pressure, and empower rather than control. They recognize the strengths and weaknesses in themselves and others, and they guide people with wisdom, compassion, and insight. This skill is the difference between fleeting authority and enduring influence. Through emotional intelligence, we also cultivate resilience. By understanding and managing our emotions, we learn to recover from failures faster, face criticism without defensiveness, and transform pain into personal growth. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and self-awareness, making us stronger with each experience. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It is a daily practice of reflection, empathy, and conscious action. By cultivating EQ, we gain the ability to live fully, love deeply, and impact the world meaningfully, ensuring that our lives are guided not by chaos, but by clarity, purpose, and heart. Number 2. Critical thinking, the ability to analyze and decide wisely. Critical thinking is the skill that enables us to make sense of a complex and ever-changing world. Every day, We are bombarded with information, opinions, and influences that can mislead or overwhelm us. Critical thinking allows us to pause, analyze, and evaluate before accepting anything as truth. It is the practice of questioning assumptions, seeking evidence, and separating fact from opinion. This skill transforms confusion into clarity and empowers us to make decisions that are reasoned, intentional, and aligned with our values. Critical thinkers do not react impulsively. They observe, reflect, and explore multiple perspectives. This allows them to anticipate consequences, avoid unnecessary mistakes, and make choices that reflect insight rather than haste. It is the difference between drifting through life and navigating it with strategy and purpose. Critical thinking is also deeply connected to creativity. When we examine a problem from multiple angles, we uncover solutions that others may not see. It encourages innovation because it asks us to challenge norms, imagine alternatives, and embrace ideas that may initially seem unconventional. The skill allows us to turn obstacles into opportunities and to approach every challenge with curiosity rather than fear. It also strengthens adaptability. Life rarely unfolds as planned, and the ability to critically evaluate changing circumstances allows us to pivot gracefully and adjust our plans when needed. Critical thinking gives us the confidence to embrace uncertainty rather than resist it, because we understand that careful analysis can reveal paths forward where others see dead ends. Through critical thinking, we develop wisdom. It teaches us to make informed decisions, question deeply, and act intentionally. Knowledge alone does not create success, applied understanding does. By cultivating this skill, we learn to convert information into insight and insight into meaningful action that shapes our lives positively. Critical thinking also nurtures resilience. When faced with failure or adversity, those who think critically analyze what went wrong, identify lessons, and create new strategies for success. It transforms setbacks into opportunities for growth, ensuring that mistakes do not define us, but refine us. Ultimately, critical thinking is not just a skill for problem solving, it is a mindset for living. It equips us to see clearly, act wisely, and navigate life with intelligence, courage, and vision. In a world where so much is uncertain, it becomes our anchor, guiding us toward clarity, purpose, and achievement. Number 3, creativity, turning challenges into opportunities. Creativity is the skill that allows us to see possibilities where others see obstacles. It is not limited to art, music, or design. It is a mindset that transforms how we approach problems, challenges, and opportunities. Creativity allows us to take what is ordinary and make it extraordinary, to transform limitations into breakthroughs, and to bring ideas to life that inspire, solve, and change the world around us. It is the spark that turns imagination into action and vision into reality. Curiosity fuels creativity. When we ask questions, explore possibilities, and challenge assumptions, we open doors to solutions that might have remained hidden. Creativity thrives when we embrace the unknown, experiment without fear of failure, and remain willing to learn from every attempt. It is a skill that encourages exploration, innovation, and growth in every area of life. Creativity is also deeply connected to courage. It requires the bravery to take risks, to step outside comfort zones, and to express ideas that may not always be popular or accepted. Those who cultivate creativity understand that failure is not defeat, but a necessary part of the process of discovery, learning, and improvement. Each misstep becomes a lesson, each setback a stepping stone toward greater achievements. It also allows us to adapt in a constantly changing world. When plans fail, circumstances shift, or obstacles arise, creativity enables us to find new paths, think differently, and approach challenges with flexibility. This ability to pivot is essential in a world where uncertainty is the only certainty, giving us an edge that conventional thinking cannot provide. Creativity strengthens leadership and influence. Leaders who embrace creativity inspire others, encourage innovation, and nurture environments where ideas can flourish. They do not demand conformity, they empower exploration. They understand that progress comes from thinking beyond the obvious and challenging the status quo. Through creativity, we discover our potential to impact not just our lives, but the lives of others. It allows us to find unique solutions, craft meaningful experiences, and create opportunities where none seem to exist. Creativity makes life richer, more dynamic, and infinitely more inspiring. Ultimately, creativity is not just a skill, it is a way of living. It teaches us to approach challenges with imagination, to embrace possibilities without fear, and to shape a life where limitations are not barriers but invitations to innovate, grow, and thrive. Number 4, digital literacy. Thriving in the age of technology, digital literacy is the ability to use technology wisely, effectively, and responsibly. It is more than knowing how to operate devices or software. It is understanding how the digital world shapes communication, information, and opportunity. Those who are digitally literate can harness technology to create, connect, and innovate, while those who are not risk being left behind in a world that moves faster every day. It empowers us to communicate across boundaries, collaborate with people globally, and access knowledge that was once impossible to reach. Digital literacy transforms how we work, learn, and interact. It allows us to amplify our ideas, showcase our skills, and influence the world with clarity and speed. In today's world, being digitally literate is synonymous with being capable, informed, and empowered. Digital literacy also builds adaptability. Technology is evolving constantly, and those who embrace it can learn new tools, explore new platforms, and remain relevant despite rapid change. It allows us to respond to shifts in society, business, and personal life with agility, confidence, and skill. This adaptability is critical for anyone who wants to succeed in a world defined by innovation. With digital literacy comes responsibility. We must understand the impact of our online actions, safeguard data, and approach information critically. Technology amplifies influence, but without awareness and ethics, it can also amplify mistakes. Those who are digitally literate recognize the power of their digital footprint and use it consciously, responsibly, and with purpose. Digital literacy encourages creativity and problem solving. By learning to navigate technology, we can develop solutions faster, collaborate effectively, and turn ideas into actionable results. The tools we master become extensions of our vision, enabling us to shape outcomes, inspire others, and achieve goals previously out of reach. This skill also enhances confidence. When we understand the digital world, we are not intimidated by change. Instead, we approach it with curiosity, courage, and readiness. We are able to explore, innovate, and thrive in environments that once seemed overwhelming or inaccessible. Ultimately, digital literacy is more than a skill, it is a mindset. It bridges the gap between knowledge and action, turns opportunity into achievement, and ensures that we can navigate the modern world not just as participants, but as creators, leaders, and change makers in every sphere of life. Number 5, resilience, bouncing back stronger than ever. Resilience is the inner strength that allows us to face challenges, recover from setbacks, and keep moving forward with determination. Life is unpredictable, full of obstacles that can shake us to our core, but resilience teaches us that hardship is not a dead end. It is a teacher, a guide, and an opportunity to grow stronger. Those who cultivate resilience do not crumble in the face of difficulty. They rise, they adapt, and they flourish. Resilient individuals see failure differently. Instead of viewing mistakes as the end, they see them as lessons, feedback, and stepping stones towards success. Every setback becomes a chance to reassess, learn, and improve. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities and ensures that challenges do not define us, they refine us. Resilience is rooted in mindset. It requires patience, self-belief, and the understanding that recovery and growth take time. It teaches us to trust the process, embrace the journey, and remain committed to our goals even when progress feels slow or uncertain. This mindset allows us to persist when others give up and to persevere when the world seems against us. It also demands courage, the courage to face fears, confront uncertainties, and keep moving forward despite discomfort. Resilient people do not avoid difficulties. They meet them head-on, understanding that true strength is forged through endurance and challenge. They transform pressure into power and struggle into wisdom. Resilience nurtures hope. It allows us to maintain optimism when circumstances are bleak, to see possibilities when doors appear closed, and to continue believing in ourselves when doubt surrounds us. This skill empowers us to create a life that is not determined by failures, but defined by perseverance and determination. Through resilience, we also inspire others. Every act of courage, every comeback from adversity, and every moment of endurance becomes a beacon of hope. Others witness the power of persistence, the strength of character, and the potential for growth, and they are encouraged to rise alongside us. Ultimately, resilience is not just a skill, it is a way of life. It ensures that no matter how difficult the journey, we have the capacity to recover, grow, and thrive. It transforms pain into purpose, setbacks into stepping stones, and challenges into triumphs, allowing us to live fully, courageously, and impactfully. As we reflect on these 5 essential skills, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, creativity, digital literacy, and resilience, we begin to see that they are not just tools for survival, but keys to living a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. Each skill empowers us to navigate uncertainty with confidence, to transform challenges into opportunities, and to approach life with courage, compassion, and clarity. When we invest in cultivating these skills, we are investing in ourselves, our potential, our growth, and our ability to create a meaningful difference in the world around us. Remember, the world will continue to change, and it will continue to challenge us, but the strength, insight, and adaptability we build through these skills will remain our constant companions. By embracing them, we do more than adapt, we rise. We become the architects of our own destiny, capable of facing every storm with grace, turning setbacks into triumphs, and leaving a legacy of resilience, wisdom, and inspiration that will outlast every obstacle. The future belongs not to those who merely wait, but to those who equip themselves to thrive, to grow, and to shine brightly no matter what comes their way.